Well, hello and welcome to another photo vlog here in Squamish, BC. I have my friend David here with me.
Hello.
He's also a photographer. He does more portraits than landscapes, but he really enjoys taking landscapes. And he's going to join me today. We're going to go shoot a beautiful waterfall called Falls here in Squamish, British Columbia. I've never seen actually this one before, never been to it, but I've seen photos and it looks very promising. It's a bit chilly today, huh?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. We're going to try to take some long exposures of the waterfall, but as well I would like to try some portraits, nature portraits, like those adventure photos. If you know what I'm talking about, where the guy stands on a cliff and then you see the mountain behind him, something like that, you know, like adventure portraits, kind of travel and adventure style. So we'll see what we can get. There's this bridge here and the waterfall should be here underneath us, but we need to go to get to a viewpoint. Oh wow, look at that canyon, man. Holy crap, look at that. Whoa! You see those guys over there?
Oh yeah.
That's where we need to go to get a good view of the waterfall. Cool. Man, it is so cold. I never thought, when I left this morning the house, I just had like normal gear for Vancouver, but then I thought, you know what, let's get something thicker, because in the mountains it's a different story, and it is a different story. It's a minus 2 degrees story, I think, because everything is frozen here. If you're wondering why I'm carrying this backpack with me here, it's because I have a Peruvian poncho inside and I want to take some photos in it. I want to put it on and take some photos in it. It's a very nice red and orange and green kind of. It's going to contrast nice with the nature around us. So, and I didn't have space to put it in my camera bag, so I got this guy with me as well. Might as well. You gotta do what you gotta do. You know what, it would be a nice frame? The bottom frame to end just below the waterfall, and then somebody go, me or you, on that bridge on top wearing something colorful, like either this blue or the poncho.
Yeah.
And then take a photo like that. We can try that from there maybe, because
this is
you don't have a clear view of the waterfall from here. So I really like the spot, very nice. Never been here before, so very good. We found the access to the riverbed, but now we gotta find the spot where we get a clear view of the waterfall. That's gonna be, I think, more challenging. Gotta be careful not to fall here. It's very sketchy. There's no view from there. Gotta find another viewpoint here. I found a better view of that waterfall here. Woo! Very nice. Look at that. The thing is, this location here begs for a vertical shot because I have some cliffs on the sides and the bridge, so I would like to incorporate the bridge as well, and because of that it will have to be a vertical, but that's okay. Verticals works just as well in landscape photography. Don't be shy to shoot verticals. $70 to $300. This baby is gonna do wonders. So what I'm doing right now is just take a video of the waterfall, because I like to shoot videos as well when I'm on location here. You know what problem I have right now? It's this spot, you can only move so much. From here, I have the 70 to 300 on, and I'm zoomed out at 70 millimeters on the crop sensor, and I don't have enough vertical space on top and on the bottom of the waterfall, which you have to have so that the picture can breathe. You know, you have to have a little bit of space up, down, left, right. But I'm gonna take the photo anyway, and then I'm gonna see what it looks like. I'm not gonna put the ND filter on yet because it's kind of dark, and I'm reckon if I go to f8 and then put the shutter to maybe 1/10 of a second, you gotta try, right? So let's see what that looks like. There we go. Nice. Yeah, so to start off, that was at f8. So now I put it at f11 just so I can get a bit more time on the shutter to smooth out the water even more.
What makes the sun go to sleep every night?
And I was at ISO 100, but now I'm gonna go, I have 2 more settings. I have
Can go even lower, right?
low 0.3, low 0.7, low 1. And low 1, what I saw in Lightroom after I import the photos in Lightroom, it's like ISO 50. So, and I'm also using the 2-second delay timer so I don't shake the camera when I take the photos.
Maybe it's just like me, a little bit scared of heights. Why does the rain always keep on pouring down when it's gray outside? It really makes me wonder.
Right now, I have a 1-second timer on my shutter, and I'm at f16 at the lowest ISO, which is ISO 50 on the Nikon D500. One thing, you don't want to go too high with the f-stop. So if you go into the higher numbers of the f-stop, like f22, f30, then you run into diffraction and your photos are not going to look sharp, right? So you're trying to get the sharp photo, you're thinking, oh, I'm going to go to f22 to get the sharpest photo I can, but because of diffraction, that photo is going to be very smooth. So try f4, f8, f11, f16, maybe max f16. So try it, and every lens, like I said, has a different sweet spot for sharpness. Play with that.
Yeah, it makes me wonder.
One thing that David here pointed out is, and he's right, is the natural light, it's kind of flat, right? Because we're in this, like, in the canyon, basically, and we're surrounded by trees, and I can see the light, the sunlight on top of the trees over there, but it's not hitting the waterfall, which would be absolutely magnificent if it would hit the waterfall, but it's not. But hey, you got to work with what you have, and I don't think the sun is going to get to that waterfall anytime soon because we're so down in the canyon. So, and there's a lot of trees around us. Even so, like, you shoot the photo, and then in editing you do what you can to make it look nice. So that means punching up the contrast, the saturation, maybe the sharpness a little bit. That depends on you and how you like to edit.
Yeah, it makes me wonder. Oh, I wonder. Oh, I just wonder. It really makes me wonder. Yeah, I wonder.
Also, if you're shooting with the zoom lens, and you can do it, no, you have a prime, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I have a zoom. So the benefit of that is just look through the zoom lens and try to isolate smaller frames, like you zoom in and then you can see smaller frames within the bigger frames, right? So the more you zoom in, the more you can isolate different frames. Like I can shoot the top of the waterfall, the bottom, I can shoot just part of the waterfall. That's the power of the zoom lens. It's not just to zoom in on things, it's to also separate smaller frames from the bigger picture. So right now I switched to my 35 millimeters because I need a wider frame, because I want to get this bottom small waterfall as well as the big one over there in the distance. I want to get both of those in one frame. And the 35, it works and it doesn't, because obviously it's wider, but it's still too tight. So I'm going to switch to my 24 millimeters, and that should give me an even wider frame to catch both of the small waterfall and the big waterfall, because the lower part of my frame ended just there kind of, and it didn't have much room to breathe. So I have to put a wider one. I have to back up, but I cannot, because this thing, it's only like this wide, so I have to put a wider lens on, which I do have. So let's switch. I love Italy, man. It's so beautiful. I went there just for photography. I went to Cinque Terre and Rome, of course.
Have you been there?
Yeah.
I've been there in Venezia twice.
Where, in Venice? Venice, yeah. I've been there once, just like for one night, passing back. I was driving to France and I stayed one night in Venice. So I wasn't doing photography at the time, just like very amateur hour. Right, so I put the 24 on now and I'm gonna set up for my shot. I have to do this here like Jean-Claude Van Damme because I don't have much space. But it's good, it's a good stretch. Okie dokie, Penelope. Let's see here. And I gotta be real careful not to drop my camera over this vertical cliff here. Oh man, that's awesome. I love that. My pose is not, my position is not the best.
Yeah, it's not the best. This
but,
is what moves. Yeah, let's throw it again, but now you can see.
I can pose a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, this is the idea. Of something on you, so you.
Yeah, you can go halfway maybe, yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, splendid. This 24 works wonders. I have three main interests in the frame. I have the main waterfall, I have the small waterfall on the bottom, and also on the left side I can see a little bit of waterfall there. There's another waterfall on the left. So I got like three things in the frame with this 24, which is awesome. You got action all over the place. Okay, so right now I have my poncho on me, and what we're trying to do is I'm going to go on the bridge, and David is going to shoot a photo of me with me on the bridge wearing this, and the waterfall is going to be right below me. So I think it's going to look good. I'm going to be very tiny because I put on a 35mm on my camera, but that's the idea. The focus is not me, the focus is the waterfall. I'm just there to accentuate how big and how beautiful the waterfall is. And that's why I put this on me, because it contrasts with the green nature that I would have around me. We tried to do that photo with me on the bridge and the waterfall underneath. It didn't really work because on the 35mm I'm very small. That bridge is very high up from the waterfall, so if I use a 35 I'm going to be very small. If you put a zoom lens on and try to get the person on the bridge closer, you lose the waterfall, so that it beats the purpose of the photo. So I guess we have to go somewhere in between. 50, I don't have a 50 with me, but even with the 50 I kind of lose a little bit on the bottom of the waterfall, which doesn't make for a good frame. So I think we're just gonna scrap that. Okay, so for now we're done shooting that waterfall over there, and we're in the search for another spot to go down on the riverbed here. Maybe we can find something. Oh, look at these tiny steps here. You gotta be careful here where you step. It's funny because I told David, hey, don't step on wet rocks, on wet logs, you're gonna fall. Sure enough, 10 seconds later I was on the ground. And then sure enough, 2 minutes later he was on the ground, feet in the air and everything. That was funny. So we found this beautiful creek here that flows from the hillside over here, and it also goes all the way to where David is right there. And I asked him to stand right beside this beautiful tree here with the moss on the branches, and I'm going to take a photo of him underneath that tree and see what it looks like. Now, ideally, you would want for that person to wear something that goes into contrast with the tree. You want to change? You want to take this from me? Because it's blue. Yeah. So you want to have colors that contrast with the nature, because that's what it looks the best, right? Or maybe you want to wear the poncho? Wear the poncho. Hold on, I'll give you the poncho. You don't want the poncho? Okay. He doesn't want the poncho. And by the looks of it, this is going to have to be a vertical shot. Let's go f8, ISO low 1, like 50. And let's try 1/10 of a second first to get the exposure. We'll go even lower. Try 1/5 of a second. Yeah, it's about there. Okay, 1/4 of a second maybe. And this is how you get your exposure. I don't use light meters and anything like that. It just takes too much time. It stresses me out too much. I just take photos, start from where I am, and if it's too dark, I just expose more the photo. If it's too bright, I darken it more. So that's all there is to it. Okay, so let's shoot this. I have it on 1/2 a second, okay? Okay. One more. I started out with kind of like knee level photos, and then I went really low to have a better view of this creek here in front of me. And it looks so much better than the first photo I took. I got wet on my feet. That's okay. I have a spare socks anyway.
Oh, that's good.
In case I need. So we ended up on this beach here on the river, but I don't think it's natural beach. What do you think, guys? You think it's natural, or somebody just put this sand here to create like a beach? Although it's all the way in the water, huh? So I don't know, maybe it's like a river ocean kind of situation. So we can do some landscapes here.
Yeah.
But what I want to do, the same idea with the poncho.
Yep.
I'm going to be on that boulder.
Way better than the previous one.
And we can try a longer exposure, like maybe 1 second.
Okay, okay.
That would smooth out the water, and also I will be in focus, hopefully, if I don't move too much. So let's try that. Okay, so what I'm thinking is I'm gonna go on one of these boulders here, or maybe even that one more in the distance. I'm set up for 1/25 of a second at f11 ISO 50, so that will give us a nice milky water. And with this color, for me it should look good, the photo, I think. We'll see. Looks like this time the photo worked. When I'm shooting landscape, if at all possible, I try to incorporate some natural elements to the left side and the right side of the frame, you know, like a frame within a frame. And I found these two boulders over here, and I placed my camera between them, and I think it will create a nice image. I'm focusing on the water in the middle there, but these will serve just as a frame, so I don't have too much negative space or too much dead weight on the sides of the frame here. I found this beautiful frame here on this huge boulder that I'm on right now. I can see the river in its entire width, plus the beautiful trees on the side with the moss on them, and the trees also have this beautiful like wintry white coat. And it just looks fantastic. So I'm going to set my camera up for a longer exposure, for like 1 or 2 seconds. It looks good, but I would like to go wider. I do have a wider lens than 24. It's the 11 to 16 Tokina. I think it's on the bottom. Yes, it's the 11 to 16 Tokina. But the problem is I dropped the camera a long time ago. Yeah, and I dropped the camera a long time ago. And if I go like from 2.8 to 4 to 6, it just blows my photo out of, like, it's overexposed, you wouldn't believe it. So, but I'm gonna give it a shot. I don't know, maybe. 1 second. It's okay, I can put it in my pocket, that one. It's small. Yeah, thank you. Because the 24, it's not wide enough. I would like to get the rocks, the river, and the trees. And just the 24 just doesn't cut it. With the 24, I can either get the trees with the rocks and half of the river, or I can get the river but no trees. It's not working, compadre. So yeah, alrighty. So this is the one. Let's switch the lenses and try. It's an interesting thing that happens now because I have the 11 to 16 on and I'm zoomed out at 12 millimeters. So when I look through the viewfinder, the river, it's literally goes like in a V shape because it's the lens, it's so wide. And also in front of my lens here, I have this boulder that makes for a nice anchor. It's right in the middle of the frame here.
And then you can move minimum to maximum and just put it there.
With the crop, you know what the problem is? I dropped this lens and where you screw the ND, it's all busted.
But I can get that thing here.
You can just hold it there,
I can just hold it.
but I can see your hands though. You can hold it from the top actually. Yeah, more this way a little bit. This is some guerrilla photography. Yeah, you can still see the edges.
You can try with the plastic if you want.
See, because I dropped this lens long time ago in Banff National Park and I have this bent in the lens here and I cannot attach any ND filters to it, but
Can you remove it?
no, I can't. It's like welded on. This is I used to be a polarizer on here and luckily I had it because otherwise I would have broken the lens, but now I cannot take this ring off from the polarizer.
But the sacrifice for the lens, otherwise the lens will have been
Exactly.
broken.
It fell from like 4 freaking feet. Could you imagine? But anyway. Okay, let's see. Oh, this looks better. That's good. Have you ever shot like this
And also,
before?
I have this one which is graduated, so you might see this one.
Yeah, but these are very... Let's try... no, just a normal one.
Number
Full.
one.
Let's stack two of them together and see.
The maximum is N4 with N8. N4 with N8
Okay,
is
so,
N12.
and the 12, I'll go back to 4 seconds again.